Hello everyone, this is Rewind 2021 and we bring you the top events in politics that this year will be remembered for. At the top is the withdrawal of 3 contentious farm laws. What began as the farmers' protest in November 26, 2020 ended with their win in 2021. The Prime Minister, in a televised address, announced the repeal of the 3 laws, admitting that the centre failed to convince the benefits of the laws to a section of farmers. On 29 November, in the winter session of the Parliament, the laws were reversed, and on 1st December, with the President's signature, the laws were scrapped. By 11th December, farmers began wrapping up their belongings from the protest sites, which became their home over a year, and by 15th December, the 3 borders in Delhi, that of Singhu, Tikri and Ghazipur, were empty. The shake-up of the Modi cabinet 2 years into its second term created a flutter, with top ministers saying goodbye to their posts after a trying year of a pandemic. Ministers like Ravi Shankar Prasad, Prakash Javadekar, Dr. Harsh Vardhan, Ramesh Pokhriyal, Sadanand Gowda were dropped. 43 took the oath of office to the new team, Modi. 15 were union ministers and 28 ministers of state. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, several states went to the polls, among them West Bengal, Assam, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. However, the one state that was closely watched was Mamata Banerjee's West Bengal, hotly contested by rival BJP. On 2nd May, it was clear that Mamata Banerjee was the winner in the West Bengal election Maidan, or Khela Maidan. Khala Hobe was the slogan of choice for the TMC team. The Trinamool registered a landslide victory with 213 seats. The Bharatiya Janata Party managed 77 seats. Surprisingly, the left and the Congress could not even open their accounts in a state which was once their stronghold. The most stunning results in West Bengal Assembly elections came from the Nandigram seat, where Mamata Banerjee lost against former aide-turned-rival Shubhendu Adhikari, who had switched loyalties to the Bharatiya Janata Party in the run-up to the polls. Mamata, however, returned to the assembly after getting elected from the Bhawanipur seat in the by-elections, after the seat was vacated by Trinamool Congress leader Shobhandeb Chattopadhyay for her. While Bharatiya Janata Party's dreams of winning West Bengal were dashed, Assam returned to the BJP fold in the assembly elections this year. Out of the 126 seats in Assam, BJP won 60, only 29 seats went to the Congress's share. NDA returned in Assam, but Sarbananda Sonowal was replaced by Himanta Biswa Sarma as the Chief Minister. Kerala also went to the polls this year. The Left Democratic Front retained power by winning 99 out of the 140 seats. BJP-led NDA could win no seats. Left Democratic Front's party's bumper victory brought Pinarayi Vijayan back to the Chief Minister's chair. The BJP had bet on Metro Man Sridharan as its chief ministerial candidate, but it proved unsuccessful. Sridharan could not give the party a shot in the arm, and before the year ended, the 90-year-old himself quit politics, saying he is more a bureaucrat rather than a politician. Coming to Tamil Nadu, where DMK proved its mettle in the 234-seat assembly, winning 133 and installing its leader, M.K. Stalin, as the chief minister, ending years of political turmoil due to former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's passing. Congress, which was in alliance with DMK, won 18 seats. AIA-DMK, which had ruled Tamil Nadu for 10 years, was hoping for a hat-trick and had tied up with the BJP, but the public rejected the pairing. Despite Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah descending on the state for rallies, the party won just 4 seats. The Union Territory of Puducherry also chose a new government this year. The NDA alliance won majority, with BJP winning 16 seats and alliance partner NR Congress claiming 10 seats. Congress won just 2 seats. N. Rangasamy became Chief Minister of the centre-ruled territory for the 4th time. Note that BJP became part of the government in Puducherry for the first time. The political atmosphere in Punjab too was heated amid the farmers' protests. The bitter rivalry between Punjab Pradesh Congress Committee Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu and former Chief Minister Amarinder Singh peaked in intensity, causing the departure of the latter from the Chief Minister's seat, as well as the Congress party, which he quit of his own accord. Charanjit Singh Channi was then installed as the new Chief Minister. Amarinder Singh launched his own party, Punjab Lok Congress, and tied up with the BJP for the 2022 Assembly elections. The chief ministerial faces of several BJP-ruled states were changed in 2021. The first to bid adieu was Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat, who resigned from his post on 9th March 2021. Tirath Singh Rawat then took charge, but he too was replaced by a fresh face, that of Pushkar Singh Dhami, ahead of the assembly elections. In Karnataka, B.S. Yediyurappa, after a prolonged turmoil in the state BJP, stepped down from his post in July, after which Basavaraj Bommai picked up command. In Gujarat too, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani resigned on 11 September in a surprise move. Bhupendra Bhai Patel then took oath as the new Chief Minister of Prime Minister Modi's home state. In 2021, Congress continued to feel the pinch of resignations as big face Jitin Prasad exited the party on 9 June. He joined the BJP. Ahead of the UP polls, another blow to Congress was delivered by Aditi Singh, the MLA from Rai Bareli. Aditi Singh jumped ship to the BJP. Her father was the heavyweight Akhilesh Singh. Aditi Singh won the Rai Bareli seat on a Congress ticket in 2017. As though the grinding defeat in Assam weren't enough, the Congress party had to face another blow in the state with the departure of its Silchar MP Sushmita Dev, who joined the Trinamool Congress camp. It is believed that Sushmita was sidelined so much so that she was not consulted even about ticket distribution for the assembly seats that come under her Lok Sabha territory. Amid the big exits from the party, Congress also made an important addition to its youth leader ranks. Kanhaiya Kumar, the former student union leader from JNU, joined the party after leaving the left. Following Kumar, Jignesh Mevani also announced he will back the Congress. In 2019 general elections, Kanhaiya Kumar was pitted against BJP heavyweight Giriraj Singh from Begusarai in Bihar. He, however, lost the fight. A political row also erupted over the arrest of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan. On October 3rd, Aryan Khan was arrested off the Mumbai coast after a drug raid on a cruise. Though the superstar's son was not in possession of the drugs recovered by the Narcotics Control Bureau, he was put behind bars with others to bust what the anti-narcotics body believed was an international drug cartel. He was later granted bail by the Bombay High Court. These events also created a political storm, with NCP leader and minister in the Maharashtra government, Nawab Malik, raising questions on the NCB's actions. Malik levelled serious allegations against NCB chief Sameer Wankhede. Not even 1 year had passed since the death of Lok Janshakti Party leader Ram Vilas Paswan that the party split, as uncle Pashupati Paras and nephew Chirag Paswan fought for leadership. Pashupati Paras became the chief of LJP and parliamentary leader for the party. Pashupati Paras later also found a place in the Modi cabinet and was made the Minister of State for Food Processing Industries. And bringing down the curtain on 2021 was another big political development that saw Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav put aside his rivalry with Uncle Shivpal Yadav after nearly 6 years. The two announced their partnership for the 2022 polls years after, in 2017, the senior Yadav went his separate way. That was all in this video. One India wishes all its viewers a very happy New Year.